in setting up your Wise account, for the first time, you may get a link from somebody that sent you an email. But if you haven't received a link, what we want to do is just go over to the sign up button. And now we can enter in your email address. And what we want to do is set up a personal account. Select Australia as your primary country of residence and verify with your phone number and enter a 6-digit code. You're now able to create your own password. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to open an account in a new currency. And we just select Let's Go. And now we get to fill in your personal details. So your country of residence is Australia. And then hit Save. So with choosing an opening balance, we want to choose Australian dollar. And just hit Confirm. And now what we want to do is go into Get Account Details. So now we want to select Get Account Details. And this is where we need to add $30 into your chosen Australian bank account that you're going to be transferring the money out. So that's what this part of the process is. So now we'll just hit Continue. And this is the part that we can't do online because you need your phone to either scan a QR code or you can send a link by email to set up your ID documents as well as a photo of your face. Okay, so now that's all come through. So now that we've finished verifying our ID and completing that with the selfie through your device, it's now come through for the next part on the Wise website, which is what is your account for? So what we're saying is receiving a salary or pension. And then continue. So the yearly volume, it's my understanding that this isn't exactly a big issue. It's just a rough thing. So what was suggested was selecting the 3,000 to 9,500 one. Any of that can also be changed at any time.
Oh, sorry, this one here.
Yeah. And continue. Then select your appropriate tax residency. So now what we're going to do is the easiest way of transferring $30 out of your chosen Australian bank account into this Wise account is through the Pay ID. It's the quickest and easiest, which means that we can then continue and move on, finishing the setup today. So if you continue to payment, and you'll see there that there is a unique Pay ID email. So if you go into your bank account,
I'll just do that on my phone.
Yep. So you either do it online or through your app on your phone or your device. Open up your Australian bank account. And then if you have it set up, you're to be able to use Pay ID as a transfer. A lot of accounts have it as an automatic thing, some may not, so you may have to actually transfer it through a different way. So you should be able to go in and pay anyone. Then it will be a new payee, and you should get an option there that will say you can use it as a BSB or an account number, or there will be somewhere where it says you can use Pay ID. And so Pay ID, you can either use a phone number or an email, which is set up. So this is what your unique Pay ID email is. If you don't have it at this time, you can actually do that later. And if you transfer it now, you can say, I have paid. Or if you haven't got that set up in your account on your device or in your internet banking, then you can say, I'll transfer my money later. Basically, what this is doing is just showing that everything is working between the two accounts, so you'll be able to transfer money seamlessly. So for now, we'll transfer later. So now we've got what's the purpose for using Wise, and we're going to select receiving salary in a different currency. And then that's all we need. So now we go back. I can go explore Wise. And we can see that if we're in our home account, we've got an Australian account there. And this is where we're transferring money to and from our Australian account into this open one here in Wise. But what we need to do in order for Lifewave to transfer it over into our account in US dollars, we need to open a new account. And now we want to open a balance. And this one we want to select the US dollar for currency. And just confirm. So what you can see here now is we've got our USD balance account in the Wise setup. What will now happen is with the new setup with Wise is it will now ask you for similar questions to what you had in the Australian dollar account setup, which is basically what is your account for? And your answer will be receiving a salary. And how much do you plan on moving with Wise each year, or a similar kind of question? So you choose the amount. Generally, it'll be the smaller amount in there. It won't matter so much what the amount is. You can always change it. So now what we want to do is, now that we've got our account details here in the US account, what we want to do is transfer these account details over into our pay portal in our Lifewave account. So you can see here that we have our account details with the Wise address down the bottom here. Right, we want to go into our Lifewave account and go into our pay portal and log into our iPayout. So now what we can do is you can see we've got the My Account. We'll click into My Account. Let me just go back to that. We'll go back to our home. We'll go straight to Withdraw Funds. And then what we want to do is set up bank account, and we want to give it an account nickname. So you can call it whatever you'd like to call it, whether you want to call it Wise Account, Lifewave Wise, Lifewave Transfer, whatever nickname you would like to call it and recognize. Then we want to choose the bank country is to be the United States of America. And now what we do is we want to transfer the information from our Wise account, checking bank routing number is this number here. So we can just copy that and paste it into there. And you'll see that it actually brings up the information already. So this will be the same for anybody out of Lifewave that set up the USD account in Wise. The account number is your personal account number. When you paste that in there, we need to paste it in twice. So the account type is checking, and we come down and we find that the bank name and the branch address is already filled in, as well as your first name and last name. Then what we need to do is we need to change the country, because this is your personal information. So with your personal information, we want to say you live in Australia, and now you add in your personal address, etc., and so forth. And then once you've done that, there is a set as automatic transfer. If any time you have amount of money coming into your pay portal and you want to automatically just transfer it over to your Wise account, you can select that. I personally choose to set it as a manual every time it comes in, because if it's not enough in there, I will wait until there's a larger amount to transfer, which will save a bit on bank fees. So now you just hit continue. So please confirm all that information that you've put in there is correct and that you're happy with it. So now what we do, once you're happy with all that information, you just click on I authorize, and then you have to put in your PIN number, which you set up in your Lifewave account earlier, and select finish. Okay, so now that you've got your commission and you've got your pay portal set up and all of that, you just go into the pay portal button and log in, and you'll see that there's the balance there. And we just go to withdraw funds, and you choose the account that you've set up from your Wise account. I've nicknamed mine Wise, so I know which one it is. You just click select, and it comes down, and it often will give you the full amount in here. Sometimes it might not, and give you $0, so you just type it in. You might see that you actually got paid $458.25 and has taken $1 out because they have a $1 monthly fee that they have. So basically you just select I authorize, and please read the following, save a copy, and then just put your transaction PIN in and hit continue. Confirm your details. If you're all happy with that, just go transfer now. So it will come up and say you have not set up your automatic transfer option. If you do want to do that, basically what that means is if you set that up, anytime money comes into the account, it will automatically transfer over to your main account that you want it to go to. So I wait until I'm ready for transferring over a certain amount. So once you finish, you just return to overview, and you'll see that there's a total balance of $0 in there now. And there'll be a little 1 against the processing, which is saying that on this date, this is where that's going to. So now that you've transferred over that whole balance and your total balance in there is $0, it will take maybe a day or two to transfer over to your Wise account before you can actually then get that into your Australian bank account.